Good evening, good morning, everyone, wherever you are. I'm thankful to Dr. Dadkar and Dr. Nasir for this opportunity. I'm going to talk about phytogenetics, its uses and benefits in aquaculture. I hope you will find it interesting. So this is a brief, idea what is phytogenetics. Actually, phytogenics is the whole about plant, its origin, all the stuff which is natural. So it's divided mainly into two main parts: botanicals and plant extract. In botanicals, we go with herbs, which is complete, part. Either it is, it is leaf, or it is shoot, or it is root, and then spices, which are the, either flowering or buds. Then coming to the plant extract, which is extracted. So these are, you can say, the byproducts or the extracted form, which is essential oil. And then oleoresins. Oleoresins are like perfumes or aroma, which you can say it is used in aroma therapy and these kind of, treatments. Then how it works, what's the mode of action? Because, this is the main thing which is quite difficult for us to prove how it works. So if we take just one example, that these components could be effective in reducing microbial pathogenicity via direct or indirect anti-pathogenic activities. Why we are selecting, antimicrobial things? So you can see that it's working and not working. And to make it more, uh, you know, uh, 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 easier to understand and observe, we use the computerized model, which is called in silico model or docking model, where we can see that how the active ingredients present in that plant, in that essential oil, or in the blend of oil is interacting with the pathogen, and how it is interacting with the pathogens, and how it is going to, either deactivate it or destroy it or bound it. Here, we are trying to give you example of, two genes, PIR-A and PIR-B of AHPND, and how it is, the blend of essential oil is getting, successfully bounding it and then later destroying it. So it is nullifying the effect of toxins, and so the shrimp will be safe. So this is the computerized model which is showing how it works against the pathogen. Now the second one, lost some. So if we describe in a simpler way, so you can see what is the synergism, how it works. So each ingredient of the plant or herb have multiple terpenes and sesquiterpenes that can be biologically active. So at time, there will be multiple chemical reactions and multiple biological compounds working together to metabolize their compounds. And in that case, it produces multiple biologically active components to fight against pathogens, so which act as either immunostimulant or immunomodulator or any other forms. It is inhibiting and interfering with the specific pathogen structures and proteins such as membrane permeability. It enhances the absorption of polar compounds across biomembranes, that is, carrier of the active components to its targets, and it also reduces toxicity of the active compound to the organism while keeping its activity against the pathogen. Uh, you can, if you want to know more about it, you can, ask me, or you can go to many literature, which has described on the fish, on shrimp, and even on human in many ways. When we talk about the popularity, and importance of phytogenics, if you look at this area, when the 1990, 1991 until 2000, the the graphics you can see is very down, and then suddenly after 2004-5, it started increasing. People, started using more, phytogenics. I'm talking about aquaculture researchers, they have more, publications in peer-reviewed papers. What it shows that government is giving funds, getting good results, and so it's getting more popular and more, useful and beneficial. So you can say how it is increasing exponentially. If we just talk about Indonesia, so almost 45 to 50% of the farmers are using one or the other, form of phytogenics in aquaculture, either for the growth promotion or to fight against several pathogens, or to keep their ponds safe from, some chemicals, effluents, etc. And it's in the same way, it's in India and then in China or other parts of the world. This I'm trying to show you. This slide is from, from Government of India. It is showing how phytogenics is helping in business development also. After having this kind of, benefits, you can see if we talk about 2013-14, the export value was about $357 million. And when it comes after 8 to 9 years, in 21-22, it has shown 67% increase in the revenue. And it is showing how the export volume is increasing. It is only about the export volume from India to abroad. You can take, same herb producing countries like China or other, they are having tremendous growth. So what are the challenges and opportunities? How we can connect it? Because there is continuous pathogen emergence. If you look at the, just take example of shrimp or fish, you will see in every 3-4 years a new disease is coming up. And in several years, it will disappear also. But there will be few, like white spot syndrome virus or streptococcus in fish or koi herpes virus. They keep on, existing, and they can, adapt or mutate as per the environment. That I will discuss a little bit later. Then antimicrobial resistance. This is becoming a big issue, which is increase in limitations of antibiotics due to the spread of a strain of resistant microorganisms to antibiotics. Low efficacy. Antimicrobials and antiviral therapy have low efficacy among the emerging pathogens. First, it takes time for us to understand what kind of pathogen is this, what is their mode of action, what is the characteristics and behavior of that pathogen, and that already taking 3-4 years. And we have the major, setback or losses. When we are using, these kind of phytogenic or herb origin components, the benefit what we get is that what I described you in the previous slides, that it works holistically. So one on the other way, it is helping to keep the environment cleaning. And the second, is second thing which is happening, that the Food and Drug Administration of several countries, started banning on the uses of antibiotics and growth promoters in the feed, or even for the field uses, you must have prescription or prescribed drug uses by the veterinary practitioners. So this is limiting it. For example, China banned uses of antibiotics in the feed, animal feed, since 2020-21. Indonesia banned since 2019. So, these are the things which is also forcing, not only, creating awareness, but also forcing people or practitioners to go towards natural, components. So that is about the awareness among society. And food for human, food must declare drug-free. Food for human like shrimp or fish are for food for us, but their food, like what we produce, shrimp feed or chicken feed or fish feed, that must be drug-free. And in several countries, take example of India, you have to declare on the bag that this feed is free from drugs. The challenge, which for me, I believe disease is the most challenging. And if you can see only bacteria, which is covering almost 55% of the total disease, and virus about 23, and the rest. And the loss is almost $6 billion per year. So what's the importance? So accessibility is easy to access. You can find natural components easily, and also cost effective. Holistic effect. So holistic means it has not targeted only, but it gives you benefit in several ways. One health concept. So what we talked, food for the food. So it is not only helping the targeted animal, but also to the first consumer and the producer. Then it upgrading automatically with the evolution. So this is very important point, which also comes under, we can say, under One Health, that how it is, from where we are getting phytogenic, uh, substrate. It is from the plants. Plants like us, like animals, plants are also, is part of evolution. So it is upgrading itself, with the time, so that the virus, bacteria also are part of evolution. When they are upgrading themselves by adaptation or by mutation, the same way plants are also adapting themselves. And so the competition, the fight is neck to neck. And that's how it's easier to go and fight, with the pathogen using a natural origin than you go and develop something. And when it comes to the side effect, almost there is, no side effect or very less. So this, again, you see how it works. Uh, this, again, I'm talking about the holistic effect. So it's anti-stress response and anti-free radicals, anti-inflammatory effect, antiviral, antibacterial, and at the low dose, it works as an immunomodulator. And what it happens when we don't claim, by using this, it will help to, for the shrimp or fish to grow faster, or the color will be more darker. No, what it actually, how it works, it keeps the body, it keeps the life healthy. And its immunomodulating properties means if it is a stress condition, it brings down to the normal level. If it is a hypo condition, it brings up and keep the balance. So what taste you get from the fish, from the shrimp, the color is all the natural. Originally, it should be like this. So that what these natural components bring. So this is fight against pathogen under the importance. So there are so much work ongoing. Also have been done what I explained to you since 90s. It started, and because the loss is high, so more fundings are coming, and many scientists, they are working all over the world. New concepts, new findings are coming, and it's showing that it is working against virus, bacteria, fungus, all kind of pathogen, either alone or in blend. So you can use combination of products, or active components. If you know what component is working effectively, accordingly you can adjust the concentration. This is showing how we have worked on HPND, on EHP, and other pathogens. So this is AMR, antimicrobial resistance. So this is a very serious issue, and it is creating lots of problem. You must be knowing, and it claim almost like 50,000 lives annually, goes because of AMR, uh, and this natural components, phytogenics, come as it is emerging as very effective substitute of antibiotics. It not so efficient in terms of the time. Antibiotics can work very efficiently, take 3 days, but when you go for the herbal treatment, it may take 7 to 8 days as a treatment, or even longer. But if you are taking as as immunomodulator, then you don't need to there are more chances that your animal or you will not get the problem, you will not face the problem. So it is replaceable. Then third one is enhanced productivity. When we are talking about, I remember in the early days, um, our Indian scientist, Dr. Sahul Hamid, he was the one who actually started working on WSSV, and he had worked on the doobgrass, and then Dr. Chitatsu, and then, so many publications have come. So what we see that when we are applying these natural components, as it has holistic effect, what we are gaining when we are doing farming, what is our aim? Our aim is to get the quality, better quality, and the better harvest, productivity. And that's what we are getting when we are using phytogenics. So it is helping in the enhancing productivity. And then functional food development. This is very interesting topic. How we can describe this? So we are applying. We are animals. Our animals are consuming a kind of formulated food, and that animal is when that animal or the animal product, take example of milk or egg or even shrimp, fish, is having the properties which can help to protect against certain disease in human. Here there is one example of how a product is working against cancer. So these are the things which helps, or it is the future of functional food development, how we can work in this way. And in this, phytogenics is one of the major sector, I would say, which will help to have this kind of developments. Now, coming to the same functional food development, this slide I had got from Dr. Adit Mpida. Here you can see this is the herb shrimp. So this is produced with the specific, demand from Japan. So, formulated herbal formulation is given to the shrimp. Shrimp will have that kind of flavor or taste or some greenish color, I guess, which will be marketed, specifically. So, considering this, this is giving us a new way of, business development, where we can create market for such kind of specific food which have certain taste, aroma, and quality. Now, this one, eco-friendly, how we can say that even plant ingredients, if we enhance the plant ingredients in the feed, this will reduce the methane content, or the carbon emissions. So one of the research papers I had seen, when a cattle is fed on red seaweed, then almost 80% of the methane emission is reduced compared to not fed. So as you know, recently, in the recent years, this carbon emission is becoming a huge issue because of the global warming. So even there is importance of phytogenics in it. We have to work more on it. So in the conclusion, I would say that it has a great potential to replace the drug with a similar efficiency. uses and acceptance level of phytogenics are increasing exponentially, what we have seen in the graphics, despite numerous reports of the benefits of using phytogenic compounds in experimental studies, inconsistencies in their effects on the host growth. So this inconsistency is there. Suppose there is a report from someone that if he use one herb, take dubgrass, or take seniol, which is eucalyptus from Australia, and it works against 5 gram per 100 kg of seniol is working against Vibrio. This report has published, and it has given very good result. Now, if a scientist in Africa is taking the same 5 gram of leaf of eucalyptus, and he's applying there, it may not work. And then so the researcher who did this discovery in Australia is not true. We are not getting the same result. Now, here is the thing why it's happening, because when you are talking about herb, a plant leaf, or root, so the active ingredient or the component which is working against that particular pathogen is effective in certain amount, the minimum dose or the optimum dose. When the same plant which is grown in the African atmosphere may not have the same quantity of that alkaloid or terpenoids, and so it is not working. So this is the complexity when you work with the nature and natural components. So we have to work more more complexly, and to find the ways how to make it this balance, and so we can work we can get the consistent result. Yeah, that's all from me. If you have any questions, please free to ask. I will try to answer you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajiv. Participants, any question, please raise your hand. We will let you to ask your question, but you must have microphone. If you don't have, please write your question in the end, in the bottom. Any question? If you want to have a question, please see the top. You can see a hand. Just push on it.
Hi, sir. This is Naveen. I'm speaking from Saudi Arabia.
Hi, Naveen.
Yeah, recently there was news regarding EHP in Vellore, means in Nellore. It is like phytogenics. It is related to phytogenics. Do you have any idea, like, what is the research behind this, and what are the results, and whether is this commercially viable or they've used in the commercial production? If you've got any idea, can you please share some thoughts on that?
Yes, I also saw that news. I think it is in my presentation also.
Yeah.
So, there are ways to control EHP, using these phytogenics. But, the issue what we are facing with EHP is quite complex, because it can form the, shield. So you have to find the ways. First is to break the shell, and then you kill the organism. Second thing is there should be continuous supply or release of this anti-EHP component, so that whenever it get released from the shell or shield, it will get deactivated. So much work has to be done on that. That's why when we talk, maybe if you do survey and you try to find results in Ongole area or in Nellore area, what you're talking about, you may say, when you ask them, you say, yeah, that guy in the first crop it worked, but second crop didn't work. They will say, 10 farmers used, 5 of them got good results, some of them didn't get. So these are the the things which we have to understand and to bring it in the loop, so that farmer even can understand how to apply, how it should be applied. Yes. Oh, is there any molecules extracted from mangroves? I think mangrove is one of the, medicinal plants which has many alkaloids.
Good evening, Dr. Rajiv.
Hey MJ, how are you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's night presentation. Thank you.
Thank
Very good, very good. So as you know, we tried this essential oil part, but as you said, so since this is a broad spectrum, as your wording is a holistic effect. We see that part. We tried in our hatchery. As you said, in one country, it's worked. In another country, it may not work. But even within the hatchery, based on the season, also we are seeing little bit variation within our hatchery. So sometimes 2 ppm may work, and sometimes 1 ppm is enough. Sometimes we have to go up to 5 ppm. That is the only limiting factor I observed in our photogenic product. So will you suggest what is your conclusion up to you are doing all R&D continuously. So what is your final comment in this, or what your final step to close
Yes,
this
sir.
this issue?
When you talk about virus, when you talk about virus, when we talk about white spot syndrome virus, there is only one virus. When you talk about IMNV, infectious myonecrosis virus, there is only one. But when you tell Vibrio, there are more than 10,000 kinds of Vibrios, and we know very few of them. So, suppose we have worked on Vibrio harvey, Campelli, Parahemolyticus, but maybe there are some more which we may not be able to deactivate or control them. So that's the way we have to work more intensively, Mr. MJ.
Thank you, doctor. There is another question. Please see, I clear it with orange color.
How phytogenics can be used in maturation of Phineas
No.
monodon without
What
iostop?
plant is most popular in aquaculture used in India?
Think India is, land of Ayurveda. We have so many things, but what I see mostly turmeric is used mostly. Then even eucalyptus, uh, and then cinnamon. I think that also is used a lot. Uh, then as I told, we don't promote essential oil or natural component as immunostimulant or hormone. It is not an hormone. This is a natural component which helps for the optimum growth. So I will not say that by using this it will stimulate the hormone, and by which you no need to go for eye ablation in the brood stock. What I will say that if you are applying these components, it will give the best, maturation. The gonads will be, good enough to produce at its best potential. Yes, you're right, Mr. Madhu. It's anything, we always say, protection is better than cure. So prophylaxis is always better than therapeutic. Because when it comes to therapeutic, when you are doing one-to-one, suppose I get sick and I go to doctor treats me. He knows what is happening in my body, and I'm the only one who is getting that treatment. So I can update, or he can get update from my body. But when it comes to the pond, you will have 1 million or 10 million species, 10 million shrimps or fish in the pond. You are, and the same treatment you are giving to all the 10 million or 1 million animals. So treatment is, not good. Maybe by the time you are trying to treat, 20% of those animals are already dead. 30% of them are at the second or third stage of the disease. So it may not get cured. And in the other pond where we applied as a treatment, and it was most of the animals were at the first stage. So it may come up, oh, it is working in this Ongol area, but not working in Nellore area. But actually, it all depends how the condition is. So we never give guarantee, or no one will guarantee for the treatment, but for therapeutics, yes. So it's not only limitations, but it also the characteristics. We cannot characterize different kinds of agents in the same way. It will not work so instantly as compared to antibiotics. Yes, I think that's all, Doctor.
Doctor, there is another question. I highlighted it in orange. You can see.
How phytogenics can be used in maturation. I just answered that one. That was the last three questions, which I told that it is not a hormone, that it will stimulate the gonad maturation faster, but it will bring it to the optimum condition. Again, eucalyptus oil 50 ml is sufficient for 1 metric ton of shrimp feed. So these things, sir, you have to understand, what is your target and what active ingredient you are looking for. Now the things have changed. What I was describing, it's much advanced. Labs are available. You can go for gas chromatography. You can go for HPLC, and you can see what are the active components. Suppose you want to see what is the level of seniol or linalool in that herb or in that extract. And on that basis, you can set up that whether you need 50 ml or you need only 10 ml. So it's not, advised to use too much because it will cost you and not the lower one. So you can do little bit lab test and you can have the best dose. As good as, yes, this I already answered, that it's always good to go with prophylactic rather treatment, because you are making animal, you are bringing animal to that level that it can fight by itself. So so you are supporting this animal to become healthy and stronger when you are going with the prophylactic dose. Any more questions? Again, I cannot tell you, the dose.
Yeah. Yeah, one participant asked about what is the effect with the beneficial bacteria. If an environment is there, you will have beneficial and harmful also. So while
Yeah.
using this phytogenetics, what about the benefit bacteria? It will also affect, or what the thing?
Oh, when we talk about the nature, sir, in the nature, we can say, there are good things and bad things, good and bad. So good we take as positive and bad we take as negative. So there is negative, which is bad, take in that way, and good is positive. When we talk about plants, natural origin, plants, its extracts are positive, and the harmful bacteria, or you can say pathogen, are negative charge. So this positive will interact with the negative. But positive will not go and kill the positive. So what we see in most of the cases, all these, when we are applying these components, it doesn't harm the probiotics. It doesn't harm, probiotics means friendly bacteria. It doesn't harm even the animals in that way. So it's not a chemical that it doesn't have target. It chemical, like if you're applying chlorine in the pond, it kills everything. But it's not the same thing with the herbs. So there is positive, negative interaction.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajiv. Dear
My pleasure.
Welcome. Is there any more question?
They can ask any time in the group.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, we will share the presentation. If you see the hand in the top, the left of it is a folder. You can click on it, and then there is a presentation. You can download. If you want, you can download it now. Dr. Rajiv, thank you so much for your all kind supports.
Yeah.
And it was my pleasure to meet you here.
Same here.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
doctor.
Thank
Thanks,
you. Bye-bye,
everyone.
doctor. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.